Everybody's heard the story of Adam and Eve from the Bible. And to this day, some people believe that that's a true story. Of course, now we know it's not a true story. That was a story that was written by primitive people who had a primitive understanding of the world. And now we have, the modern narrative of human evolution and the way that humans evolved over a period of millions of years from these ape-like ancestors and everything. And that's all well and good, but that ain't true either, okay? And what I'm fixing to tell you is the real truth about the story of Adam and Eve. And so it goes like this. See, God created the Garden of Eden, and he created Adam and Eve, and he put them in there just like the old story does. And then he blessed them with a special physiology that allowed them to eat large amounts of greasy fried foods. I'm talking fried chicken and KFC, all right, KFC all the way, and pizza with pepperonis, giant pepperonis that curl up and have half a teaspoon of grease in each one of them, corn dogs, and sugary foods, cookies, cake, ice cream, okay, donuts, Twinkies, Ho-Hos, sugary drinks, Cokes, and things like that. All right, they could eat all of it they wanted, all of it. Okay, they could just eat and eat and eat because it was good for them. And the more they ate of it, the more fit they were. And at the same time, God told them, he said, there's fruits and vegetables in this garden, but do not eat of that. Okay, don't eat it. So there's still a serpent in this story. And he got to be thinking, he was afraid. He said to himself, well, they're eating all this different stuff. He said they could want to eat some fried snake any minute. Okay, he thought, I better do something. So he goes up to Eve, right? And yes, in this story, we still do throw Eve under the bus, I'm afraid. Yep. So that's just one of them things. I mean, here's the bottom line. You blame a woman for something that she did, and she'll say, oh, I'm sorry, and she'll try to do better and everything. You blame her for something she didn't do, and she'll cry, why are you blaming me for this? Okay. But you blame a man for something, it don't matter whether he did or whether he didn't do it. He'll be like, I'm going to kill your ass. So for that reason, just so you don't get killed or nothing, you always throw the woman under the bus. That's just, how it has to be. So I know what you're thinking, BoDean. That is cowardly as all get out. And yes, you're correct. It is. But I just want to point out, love may make the world go round, but it's cowardice that keeps the axle greased. Okay? So anyhow, so yes, Eve gets thrown under the bus. The serpent goes up to her and he says, hey, Eve, have you ever tried eating any of these fruits and vegetables around here? And she says, oh no, the Lord said not to eat none of that. And he says, well, how do you know that it ain't good? You ain't never tried it. You ought to try it. So why don't you try it and see what you think? And she said, well, okay, I'll try it. So she eats a bite of the fruit and she said, that's good. So she gets Adam, she gives it some to him, and he's like, yeah, I like this, okay? So then, next thing you know, the Lord comes around, okay? He sees that they've been eating that fruit. Well, he just about had a conniption fit, and he got madder than damn it, and he kicked them out of the Garden of Eden, and then he changed their physiology so that they would have to eat lots of fruits and vegetables, okay? And then they would not be able to eat all of the greasy fried foods and sugary sweets that they wanted. And so that explains to this day why it is that we have to eat what we have to eat and can't eat what we want to eat. And so now you know the true story, and pass it along.